Welcome back, episode 58 of Brick Shots with Billy and Antonio. How are we already starting off with a laugh? That's what I'm talking about.
Cause man, every week Christian be late as hell, like delayed. But today he just did this like a pallbearer.
Happy to be here.
Look at Matt showing off the legs this week, dude. What's up?
Yeah. Hey, just trying to show off the taps, you know?
There we go. Are those new taps or no?
I got them in like November.
Is that like a butterfly?
No, it's flowers. It says rest in peace, enlisted fun.
All right.
I thought it was somebody actually dead, man. I was about to say
No.
Was there a butterfly above it?
Is that a dragon?
Yeah, it's a United States Navy butterfly.
I didn't know we had one of those.
No, it's an eagle. And then I got a BFA and it says veteran below it.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, because you've never seen any like real action.
Yeah, it's just shooting blanks.
All right, so let's go from somebody else who isn't shooting blanks with his 4 kids. No, you only got 3 kids. What's up, Tonio?
Man, you lost for words, ain't it?
I'm starstruck.
I'm not. It ain't the whole what Billy said. It's the the shooting blanks coming. Caught me off guard because he hasn't been on deployment, but he ain't seen no action. It's crazy. But you got it as memorabilia forever to let people know, like, oh, yeah. I'm good though, man. I'm good though. What's your name? I went to my physical therapist today, and my progress is coming along. Like when I first went, it was shit. Now it's like SHI. Shit. So yeah, man, my range of motion coming back. I'm still weak as fuck. But
so you can't hit one of these right now?
We knew that.
Not for real, but kind of. So I don't think I can do it with my left arm either. That's probably because I'm fast.
So we gave you the ball in the post. You can't put no moves on nobody.
I can get the moves.
No, he do it one time, and then that's a wrap from that.
I
can't get no shots up. I can hit the move, footwork there, but it's got to be an immediate bounce pass with my left hand.
All right, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay, hanging out, doing my thing, getting ready to get the show started. Laughing at Matt with his stupid. Oh, his name's not on, so nobody can see Don Kelly. Whoops.
Damn.
But I'm doing good, man. Family's good, hanging out. I got on the NWR page with Lorelai, so that was kind of cool for the Easter egg hunt. It was that picture I sent you, I think, where she's like pointing, and I'm just like sitting over there. Yeah.
Who put you on NWR?
Whoever took the picture, I guess, for NWR. I don't know.
Okay, that's cool, man.
But yeah, so I mean, living life. Christian, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Good weekend. I actually got blessed with a day off today for some. I ain't gonna say for some reason, but they gave us Better Monday off. So just relax.
There we go. That's awesome.
Yeah, got paid for it. So hey, who doesn't want to get paid and not have to work?
No, damn right.
Story of my life.
All right, let's get into the big story that broke on Easter Sunday. Odell Beckham to the Baltimore Ravens. And I know that we talked about 2 weeks ago, the Lamar Jackson situation, but with this, what's going on now with signing OBJ to a $15 million guaranteed contract for 1 year with $3 million in incentives. Christian, how does that make you feel?
I think it says something about Lamar's coming back, or at least they're working towards it. I don't think you make that signing. I don't think he signs not knowing the quarterback situation and going in a situation with them wanting to draft a young quarterback. So I think it's positive signs with progression being made with Lamar Jackson. And, I think, with their receiving core, any top receiver like that can definitely make a difference. I think it's a good signing.
So you said top receiver. I don't know a lot of top number 3 options. So,
Yeah.
are you coming around or?
I mean, I think the receiving core is so bad. Anybody with good accolades, is a positive. But I still think
You must play cornerback, huh? Do a lot of backpedaling on this show.
what's that?
Because you must have played cornerback. You do a lot of backpedaling.
Who Odell?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't
He'd
know.
be
where
number
he's
3
going.
corner.
I'm confused.
That was pretty good, Matt. I do want to say, because I texted in the group chat that I didn't like the move, and everybody was kind of upset. I don't like it because it's not like Christian said. Like, does Odell know the QB situation? Does he know it's going to be Lamar? We saw the FaceTime and all that stuff, but now the Ravens as an organization, this is a new territory for me as a fan. Like seeing the way this contract negotiation is going. So, does he know that Lamar is going to get the contract he's asking for, or is Lamar now ready to take less because the Ravens are trying to show him by overpaying Odell? Because Odell, while his talent grants the money, the injury concern is scary. So they did overpay because nobody else was going to pay Odell nearly that much, according to reports. So that's just something that I'm curious about. Why would you pay some wide receiver without knowing our quarterback situation?
What you got, Matt? Because I'm going to end it and just segue.
I think it's true. I think it works out if Lamar comes back. But if this is the Ravens trying to get Lamar back, and then what if those contract negotiations still go nowhere? Then what? You just have Billy out there throwing at Odell? Like, you can't – like, the defense is great, but you can't win without it. It works if Lamar plays. But then again, has Lamar ever had a number 1? Is he going to know what to do with this new toy he has? And then also, does Odell come back after his second ACL doing Odell things? For $18 million, he better do Odell things. But then again, you're going to have Lamar, and you don't have Lamar now.
So here's one more thing before you go, Tonio. Sorry. So Lamar is on the unexclusive franchise tag. So he's still contracted to play this 1 year with Odell, to where hypothetically, if the Ravens get to a Super Bowl, I think you have to give Lamar whatever he's asking for, because he's shown you, if you give me X amount of talent, I can get us to there. So it's like maybe that's what the Ravens are probably trying to like bank off of without having to pay the fully guaranteed right now. But I'm going to let you go, Tonio.
Well, in the notes, you see what it said after the Odell to what's her name?
Yeah.
Called it last week, and Billy was like, nah, I don't like that move. It's not going to happen. He's going to go to the Jets. And I called it. Christian.
I don't like the move, though. You got to pay Lamar first.
Did I not call it?
You called it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're acting like I was just like.
I'm just saying, because if we look, first of all, Odell gave the Jets a chance to match it. They didn't. So that Jets organization is crumbling right before us, but we're not going to get into it because they depending on I'm high all the time, Rodgers.
They're in the same situation, though. Are they going to have their quarterback or not?
Yeah, they are. The MILF Hunter himself, Zach Wilson.
The who?
The MILF Hunter.
Tim Boyle's going to win that job.
Maybe, but I just like I said, man, the FaceTimes, the party in Miami with Lamar, Odell not coming nowhere where we think that what's his name, Billy, the one that almost won the game for y'all,
Huntley.
Snoop. He ain't coming there to play with Snoop, bro. No offense to Snoop,
that's a Pro Bowler
who ain't sorry. He ain't sorry, but he not Lamar.
No,
Odell not coming to play with that. So,
you don't think Odell's number 1 concern was the bag, though? That's where where another concern comes in.
He wasn't looking for 20; he was looking for 18.
I don't think so. I just Nike athlete in these commercials, in these rap videos, all this stuff that he do outside, he not hurting for bread.
Yeah, but it's an ego. You don't think there's an ego thing for some of these contracts?
Nah, not with him no more. He gotta be humble. Get hurt too much. Like everybody keep forgetting that Rams move. He was humble. Oh, we didn't see a complaining Odell when the dude was getting all the targets. We didn't see
Super
anything.
Hey, well, let me add to that.
Yeah.
With him, you said he got to be humble. Well, he did say last year he didn't want to come out and play. He only wanted to play in the playoffs. That don't sound too humble to me. Like, if you're not that guy, you need to play all damn season.
Yeah, but
I think if he wanted to risk re-injuring his knee, he'd rather do it in the playoffs going for something than like week 17 versus the Texans.
We reaching, but I like the move. I think, like you said, Lamar franchise tag, and if y'all don't make no trades on the at the draft, then we're gonna see Lamar and Odell link up, and I think it's gonna be a show put on. But to segue into, unless you had something else to say, Billy.
I just want to throw one more thing out there. I do think having Rashad Bateman as a wide receiver, we haven't seen a lot of him, but I do think he is really good. I think him being a number 2 as opposed to him being a number 1 in Baltimore will help his game a lot also, where Odell's going to take a lot of attention away from Bateman, and Bateman will get a couple catches and probably a couple touchdowns this year if he stays healthy. I think we're missing a lot. Like, I think a lot of regular fans are missing it, where not a lot of Ravens fans are, because a lot of us are supportive of Bateman. And I think he can show out with somebody like Odell on the other side. And obviously, if Mark Andrews stays healthy, even if he doesn't, you still got Isaiah Likely, who I really like, and the running game is still going to be great for Baltimore anyway.
I just want to say one thing. I did have Bateman as the number 1 wide receiver coming out of that draft, but obviously he's gotten hurt multiple times since then. But like, when he's on the field, he hasn't shown anything that he can't be. It's just he can't stay on the field. And then you got Justin Jefferson going off, which kind of hard to compete with that. But I did say, like, if Bateman can stay healthy, he can be one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Well, while we're on the topic of your Ravens, Billy, unless you had something else to say, I know you keep going on and on about your team.
I could talk forever about the Ravens.
Let's move into the worst offseason moves of the year, and let's talk about your Ravens, who made the worst offseason move of the year. You know what that is? We were just talking about him.
Nelson Aguilar?
Franchising Lamar Jackson. Let me tell you why it's a bad move and how it could have been avoided, Billy. 2 ways. And I'm not going to attack either side because it could have been avoided 2 ways. All right, bet. So back in August, it was reported that the Ravens offered $230 million to Lamar, right?
Yeah.
They reported that Lamar would have wanted a fully guaranteed contract like Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah.
So the parameters for this contract negotiation was set before the 2022 season. And at that point, y'all as a franchise knew either we're going to pay him the fully guaranteed or we not. So all of this shit could have been avoided because y'all could have been up front and been like, hey, Lamar, what have you done for us lately? I know you guys are MVP, all this stuff, but, we paid Buddy after he took us to the Super Bowl and had the greatest Super Bowl run of a quarterback. That's when we paid him. Or, hey, Lamar, we are going to pay you fully guaranteed, and that's what we're going to do. Because this is the thing. Reason why it's a terrible move. Now, if he do win the Super Bowl, y'all might have to give him $500 million, which is crazy, or whatever. Patrick Mahomes got. Like, y'all might have to match some shit like that. Because what if he does go out there and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews are like Killer Hernandez and Rob or Gronk was for Tom, and then Bateman and old DJ look great. We just take you out to the ship. Now you got to pay him because it's like, all right, well, he did what we needed him to do amidst negotiations. But hold on, listen.
Go ahead.
At the beginning of the season, Lamar Jackson trade value was way higher than it is right now.
Yeah.
It's been like, hey, we shopping Lamar right now. Instead, y'all let that shit fester to now, and he got a non-exclusive tag, and he requested a trade. And y'all playing a dangerous game with chicken with your franchise quarterback. And I think that is the worst the worst offseason move of the year?
So, I do want to say, yeah, that's probably the worst move you can take as a franchise is not paying a guy who is your face of the franchise, your franchise quarterback. Absolutely. I'm not saying that that's wrong.
Well, wait. That because this is your team. I want to hear the outsiders first.
Oh, okay.
Christian, how you feel? Am I reaching, Christian, or is this not a terrible move at all?
No, I think you hit it on the head. It's a bad move. Like Billy was about to say, or at least it sounded like, with him being the franchise, your franchise being in his hands, he's done what he's done. His resume is pretty solid. Go ahead and pay your quarterback. You can't win in the league without a quarterback. He's proven himself. He wins. What is this? Like 70% of his games.
It's like 77%. It's like almost 80.
Almost 80% of your games. It's not a lot of quarterbacks putting out resumes like that. So he got an MVP, although it's 3 years removed. He's got it under his belt. So the guy, he's still fairly young. He's still he can be the face of your franchise. Go ahead and pay him.
He's younger than Joe Burrow. So I just want to throw that out.
And Stetson Bennett, I believe.
Yeah, no. Him and Stetson are the same age.
And he's been in the league 4 or 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But off that, I think it's definitely the highlight of the offseason as in a bad move.
How you feel about it, Matt?
I think their intent is right, but their execution is wrong. That's like really all I have to say about it.
So you gotta go a little bit more.
No, like what they're trying to do is like help Lamar, but you gotta pay Lamar first before you can help Lamar.
Yes.
You pay him and then like, all right, we got you for however many years. Who do you want? Like, we're like settled with you. Like, we can talk to you more. Like, who do you want? You want this guy, or do you want old Odell with 2 ACLs? Or, you know what? We're not going to pay you, but we're going to go get things that we think you want.
I like that.
So,
yeah, because look at what Philly did for Jalen Hurts too. Oh, hey, we need to go get AJ Brown while you're on this rookie contract, right? Yeah. Baltimore never did anything like that. So now that we're looking at it at a numbers standpoint, look at Cleveland. Number one, Cleveland is the worst ran organization in the last 25 years. So anything that they do, that is not something you want your franchise to do at all. Look at the Cardinals. Even though they didn't give Kyler a fully guaranteed deal, what do they do? What are they going to do? This is the craziest deal I've ever seen, because also the Arizona Cardinals with the 3rd overall pick are in a reset year with a franchise quarterback. How many times has that happened? And I think the Ravens are smart enough as an organization and been this way for 20 years to not have to deal with shit like this. So it's very, very new and very, very, very different. The worst offseason move is getting the Raiders getting Jimmy Garoppolo for Derek Carr, who are literally the same player. With Jimmy Garoppolo, he got San Francisco to a Super Bowl with the best defense in the last probably 5 years, I would say. And then lost the Super Bowl with Derek Carr, who had a relationship with your number one wide receiver, and now you throw in Jimmy Garoppolo for what? That just doesn't make any sense.
I almost agree with you, but Garoppolo makes much better decisions than Carr does. And then
you just hate.
No. Adams can play with any quarterback in the league. He's the ultimate professional. He's going to go out there. He's going to put up numbers. Like, no matter you give him fucking Joe Schmo off a practice squad, he's going to have 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. Like, it doesn't matter if that was Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr throwing the ball. What was their backup this year? He was a former Patriots quarterback. Still put up huge numbers with that. Yeah, Stidham. Put up huge numbers with him. Like, it doesn't matter, but I just think Garoppolo may take them to the next level by not turning the ball over as much, even though they're going to have to figure out the rest of the team, like defensively and then like their offensive scheme. But I think he may give you slight improvements over Carr. They are like essentially the same, except for Garoppolo will throw 4 or 5 picks less a year.
Yeah, but Garoppolo also has the strength of a defense and a run game that was utilized way better than Derek Carr, where it's like, hey, save us. Derek Carr is 3rd or 4th all time in fourth quarter comebacks because his defense is awful. He's behind Tony Romo, Matt Stafford, and I'm missing, I want to say it's Brett Favre. but he's behind all those dudes in fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this one I'm gonna do before we get deep into that. I'm gonna just trump y'all with aside from the Baltimore with the worst offseason move, and we can move on. The worst offseason move was made by the Carolina Panthers.
getting rid of Steve Wilkes, right?
Not only that, but they got rid of Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
They gave up the 9th and 61 selections in the draft, their first and second round pick, and DJ Moore just to move up to number 1. And then, they depended on 2 rookie offensive linemen to be good or coming up to be good. They're going to be
I like equality. I want to throw that out there.
But to counteract that, they did sign 2 potential number 1 wide receivers. If all their cards are like played right, they could both be number 1 wide receivers in Adam Thielen and DJ Shark. If the whole situation is right,
they old.
Not Shark.
No, not Sharks. But Adam Thielen is old. DJ Shark's like 26.
Yeah, but he always injured. So,
but if he's not, he broke his ankle 2 years ago. But before that, he had 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, and then this year he led the league in yards per catch. I'm pretty sure.
Then he got hurt this year again.
Only for 2 games though.
Yeah, he had like a minor thing where they just kept him out.
Miles Sanders, that's your backfield. Miles Sanders only had 1,000 rushing yards.
Now that was a bad signing.
It wasn't that. I didn't mind that signing because the way Sirianni runs the offense, it's not on one dude. It's what do they call it? Backfield by committee.
Yeah, that's gonna be your starting running back, and he only had 1,000-yard season behind an elite fucking line in Philly. He going to a mediocre.
Right, but Miles Sanders stayed hurt too, so he wasn't really able to.
I just think Carolina made the worst moves. Like
2 years ago, Miles Sanders set the record for most yards from scrimmage in a season without a single touchdown. He just happened to benefit from this year's offense to get touchdowns. But the year before, when it was like, all right, Miles, this is your offense, he did nothing with it.
Oh shit. Tony, take me out real fast.
I just fucking what's the name? I don't know why I can't take him out. I'm still looking at him.
Hey, we're professionals here.
I think they made the worst, but because that's a lot to give up just to get a first pick, just to get a quarterback that you're gonna get fucking killed. Because don't get me wrong, they can build it. They got 3 choice quarterbacks in their head they can build it around. CJ, Bryce, and
but isn't that a bad move? Also, not knowing this is the number 1 guy. It's like Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck, Matt Stafford, like Trevor Lawrence, like these are going to be the number 1 fucking picks.
Now, if a quarterback go Bill, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, my bad, Christian. But I'm saying those dudes, like if you trade up to go get them. Okay, that's cool. I understand. But why would you trade up when we're talking about Anthony Richardson going in the top 10? Why would you trade up for
Are you trying to say when there's a clear-cut number 1, not like there's a few good guys where we have to go early to take them?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like let's see
next year this would make sense.
Right, and especially some team like the Bears, like who was calling the Bears to try to take the number 1 pick? If you're Carolina, is it Atlanta? Were they trying to go above you, and then you didn't want them to get one of the best quarterbacks? Like, what do we do?
To take the number 1 defensive player if you wanted to go number 1. That was like to get Jalen Carter or the guy from Alabama. Like that was it to go up, but no one wanted to do that. And Carolina's like, hey, I've got all this money, all these picks, take it.
I think if they didn't fire, I think if they didn't fire Steve Wilkes, I think I would have. Honestly, I probably would have felt a little better about them trading all those picks.
I think they would have won another year with Sam Darnold.
I think that behind Baltimore, that's the worst.
What were you going to say though, Christian, earlier?
I was just going to say basically what you said. Without it being like a clear-cut number 1, I don't know if I would have traded so much away for a question mark at quarterback.
Because at 9, you still can get Anthony Richardson if that's what you was going to go with.
Yeah.
Like, or at worst, Will Levis. At worst, like.
You know what would be fucking crazy if they take Will number 1? Like what the fuck? It's kind of like that Mitch Trubisky trade. Like everyone was like, the fuck are you doing? Deshaun Watson sitting right there. Yeah, let's get Mitch Trubisky. The fuck?
Speaking of the draft, man, It's a bad year for wide receivers. A terrible year. They
Yeah.
graded the worst position in this draft. I don't think we've seen a low wide receiver draft in a while. Like
not especially not after last year, where it was like one of the best of all time.
Yeah. So this year they only got one wide receiver rated to come out in the first round.
Smith and Jigba or Johnston?
In Jigba. It's in Jigba.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Steve Smith evaluating Johnston? Where it's like, holy shit, he's a number 1 overall pick, and then like, holy fuck, this dude's going in the 7th round. Like that's literally Steve Smith. Like he's so good, but then he's so bad at the same time.
Yeah, I heard he can't really route run.
See, so that's how y'all feel about that though. Like going from like Matt said last year to this year, only having one first rounder.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say I seen Smith and Jigba. He ran a 4.4 in his pro day. Pro days are kind of iffy to me, but if he did actually run a 4.4, then yeah, he's the number 1 wide receiver in this draft. But like really outside of that, there's not much that I've seen, or like there's no big names coming out either, other than Johnson.
I think I want to say it's Kayshon Boutte from LSU is going to be way better than where he's projecting to go.
I like that.
I think he's going to be really good. This year's receiver class is it's strange because there's also not a lot of necessarily wide receiver needy teams with where they picked up their receivers last year in the draft too. I think that's another thing where it makes the wide receivers look a little weaker in the draft than as opposed to they really are. Plus the talent with tight ends this year and offensive linemen and defensive linemen just kind of shakes everything up because like why would you take a receiver when your team is pretty okay at receiver unless you're the fucking Ravens? Even the Texans have a pretty okay receiving core.
We don't. Yeah. We need receivers.
Yeah, but Bill's not going to draft another receiver ever in the
really,
first game.
The first team I thought of off the top of my head that needs a receiver is the Cardinals because they're trying to trade DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think he's going to play there. But that's really like the first team and like really only team I'd be like, they need a receiver.
I'm glad you said that, Matt, because I don't know if you know what a segue is, but you just did it. Who gets D-Hop next year, guys? Real quick, just shout out team. Let's get out this NFL to smoke some college. Who get D-Hop?
I feel like this is gonna sound like pretty dumb because I don't want to like support the Patriots, but I feel like him and Bill would make the perfect combo. But you got to figure out that quarterback. Is it Zappy or is it the guy who's trying to help himself and Bill wants to get rid of him because he had Matt Patricia trying to help him?
But it might be. It's gonna be Mac Jones, but like Bill O'Brien's back, so it's gonna be Mac Jones.
But Bill hates Mac Jones. He's like, oh, I know you have the worst offensive coordinator and the only guy to help you, but you know you can't go and get any help from anywhere else. So
I'm gonna say Jacksonville.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Really?
So last year,
Zay Jones and Ridley.
Hey, let's not even go because John put him up to that. I know he did.
He did.
Christian, where you got him going? Are you drinking water? You're not healthy.
Parched. I got him going to New England. I think it's a good fit. New England needs a receiver. He needs a home. I think it's a good fit.
Can I do number 2 team also or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Jacksonville or Green Bay?
With what quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to New York. We said this last week. He's not going.
Well, while we on football, man, huh?
J-Lo, the quarterback out there in Green Bay now.
Yeah. if he shoot Aaron Rodgers, why we talking college?
We don't condone gun violence.
If he goes to New York, Wilson's gonna give him hell.
He's not going to New York. It would have happened by now. He's not.
No, Tim Boyle signed with New York. He's gonna be there.
I want to take the under and say he retired. Like, just be like, fuck it. I'm done with football. I'm going to get high on the island.
He's too egotistical to retire right now.
And print fake vaccine cards for people. Let's do that. But while we still
immunized.
While we still talking about football, man, let's get to everybody's favorite football, college ball, baby. we ain't talked about college ball in a while, and the women's national championship is over. I don't know if the men's played one. Can't remember. Didn't watch it. So let's talk real quick, man. Getting into it. I seen an article today about games that people are calling upsets. And all I want to do is get a quick yes or no and maybe a brief description about why you think it is and why you think it's not. First one, old Prime. We ain't said Prime in about 6 weeks on this show. Yeah, got Prime crazy for a minute.
We did, yeah.
Number one.
Primed out.
I like what you did there.
All right.
The number one upset, or the first one of the season, they got Colorado over TCU September 2nd. Christian, what you think?
I'm rolling with TCU. I think it's going to take a minute for Prime to get it rolling out there. I think eventually he will, but this early out of the gates, I don't think so.
What you got, Matt?
Colorado by 100. TCU, they played out of their minds last year. The recruiting was they're not going to be able to keep up the success they had last year. Last year was like a flashbang in a can. Like they just fucking hit everybody hard. They won late games, but Max Duggan's gone. They're not going to be able to recreate that. It's kind of like Cincinnati when they lost Ritter. They're over. They're done with. Like that's it.
Hey Billy, before you pick, can you tell me who TCU beat late in the season last year?
Baylor.
Thank you.
Yep, overtime.
I couldn't remember.
No, it wasn't overtime. It was on that last second field goal.
No, that was Kansas. That was Kansas State. They lost overtime.
I feel like he's aiming towards another team, but we're not going to go.
This college football playoff.
Hey, who played the national championship?
So I'm gonna also roll with TCU. I think. What's up?
Who played in the national championship?
Georgia and Michigan, or Georgia?
Oh, they did.
Sorry.
I like that.
So Billy, who was the last team that TCU beat?
Oh, Michigan.
Oh, all right. I had slipped my mind. I didn't know. Anyway, who you going with, Billy?
So I'm just going with TCU. It's Prime's first game too. That's another thing no one's talking. It's his first game. That Colorado team was fucking awful.
Wait, do y'all smell that? I smell hater.
What?
The guy in the top hating.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, we hate on this show. It's all right. No.
Can't
So
hear
real fast. No, sorry. It's Prime's first game in Colorado. That team is awful. I think Sonny Dykes is a really great coach. I know that the recruiting, like Matt said, is not very good, but TCU beats Colorado.
Who's their quarterback?
I got
Colorado's got a quarterback.
Who's SMU's quarterback when Sonny Dykes was there, winning a bunch of games?
Well, TCU's quarterback was the guy who he would have
SMU.
started last year. He got hurt.
No,
Morris. He was the starter, but he got hurt and Duggan took over. So he'll be starting this year.
I don't think he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Todio said we got to be quick. Let's be quick.
On to
What
the
you got
next.
next, Todio?
I got Colorado. I'm rolling with the I believe. I see what he did with Jackson State. I seen him turning around.
No white socks.
Like that. Like I seen that happen. And I watch while he was in the HBCUs, I subscribed to his son. Shout out to Well
Off Media.
Yeah, we definitely gonna tag you because I know I have been retweeted by you, so I know you will retweet us. So shout out to Well Off Media, Deion Sanders Jr. I followed him, bro. That energy is crazy, and we can't ignore the people he got in the portal. The people he flipped, the 5 stars that he flipped. Like I just think, I don't know, man. I think Colorado gonna do some shit in that conference, and they gonna play defense. They don't play defense over there in that conference, bro. Like in the past, they don't play defense.
Oregon State does.
Utah does.
Utah also does.
That's how many teams? How many teams is in that conference? 12, right?
10. No, it's 10.
No, it's more than 12. Or it's less than 12.
Yeah, it's 10. Yeah.
Well, 10,
because the Big 10 is more than 10. The Pac-12 is less than 12.
And out of the 10, 2 of them play defense. So they don't play defense over there. So I got Colorado, man. Next one, Duke over Clemson. I'm gonna start with this one. I got Duke, bro. I just don't believe in the Clemson. I feel like that that Clemson reign is over, and Dabo might be on the hot seat. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I think Clemson is still going to smack around mid-tier talent teams like that. But when they play actual teams like Florida State, Alabama, etc., they're going to lose, and they're going to lose hard. But they're going to beat up on the bottom dwellers eating algae off the floor. Like, that's what's going to happen with Dabo. He's not going to do shit until he gets another generational quarterback, but he's still going to win you 8, 9, 10 games a year.
I think now that DJ left, it's Cade's team, and they beat Duke because Duke is Duke.
Yeah, it'll be a decent team, but they're not fucking making noise.
No. Go ahead, Christian.
Not a chance. I have Clemson winning, but I do want to say real quick, I don't like the fact that people say he needs a top tier quarterback to win. He's done it before Lawrence. He did it with Kelly Bryant. He did it with Taj Boyd.
No, but he wasn't winning championships with Taj Boyd
because they
right,
weren't
but I'm
NFL
saying,
quarterbacks. They were top college quarterbacks.
Only one team can win the national title. We're not going to say that he's not good because he's not winning championships.
I agree with
Harbaugh's never won one, and I wouldn't think people that know their sports wouldn't say he's a bad coach.
Good point. All right, so the next one, what is it, Tonio? Texas Tech over Oregon. That's the big upset.
Yeah, I got that's what they call. I got Texas Tech because my best friend coach is there. That's why I'm going with them. That's the only reason why.
Hey, guns up. Oregon doesn't have it. They're fucking scared.
I just want Texas Tech to win so I can say guns up because that's one of the coolest things. And Oregon, unless they wear like a fucking sick uniform, they're going to lose. But if they come out in like some wild shit we've never seen before, they may win.
Yeah.
They're all uniform based out there. It's kind of really West Coast for them.
I also like the coach from Oregon real fast, but they're going to lose. I don't care.
Who you got, Christian?
I'm going to roll with my man Billy. Guns up, motherfucker. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah. Sandy Sam and that bitch.
So on that same day of September 9th, they got Texas doing what they thought they was going to do last year and upsetting Alabama. I'm going to go first. I told Billy that Alabama, somebody came and gave Nick 17 more 5-stars and $2 million more to make it a close game so that Texas would bring all that money to the SEC a year earlier. And guess what? They bringing it to the SEC a year earlier. Alabama mops the fucking floor of Texas.
Alabama by 50.
You just crunched whatever that is on the mic.
There was a spider like coming down.
Who you got, Matt?
I have Alabama by 1 million because they're losing Bijan Robinson than most people's running backs. So I don't know what else they have. Arch isn't going to be playing. Old man who cut his mullet, he's not the greatest. So Alabama.
So before you go, the reason why they said that Alabama it might be closest because they don't have Bryce Young anymore and they don't know who's going to be in the backfield. I don't care. I hope they go back to running that motherfucker like they used to.
Okay, they'll run for 400 yards.
Yeah,
okay.
That's never mattered in the past when they switch quarterbacks. Like, oh shit, we got a new superstar. Sweet.
Who you got, Christian?
I'm going with Alabama. I want to say though, I did say I believe Jalen Milroe is going to be the dark horse Heisman finalist. I think Alabama's pissed off. They're going to come in the season dominating, and Texas, if they were going to do it, they should have did it last year. I think they're a year behind.
All right, bet. Moving along, Oregon State over Utah. Who you got, Billy?
Absolutely, this is the year Oregon State gets over that hump, I think, because they're the only team really in that conference that plays really great defense. Utah plays defense, but not to the level of Oregon State with the turnovers and the sacks. I think Oregon State might have figured it out. I think DJ might play a little better under a program that's not in the national media every 5 seconds like a Clemson. So give me Oregon State Beavers over Utah. And I love Utah.
Okay. Antonio, can I ask where they're playing? Who's the home team?
It's in Utah.
All right, so if they pull out in them Harleys, they're winning. They're fucking winning. But if there's no Harleys, Oregon State is slapping the shit out of them. But if some fucking fat, overweight dude pulls out on a motorcycle out of the tunnel, they're beating the brakes off Oregon State. So There's a variable there, and I'm not answering it any further.
Bingo. Christian, you're next. What's up?
One of the most consistent programs the last 10, 15 years.
I lied. Sorry, Christian. Sorry. It's at Oregon State.
Oh, Oregon State by 1,000 then.
Go ahead, Christian. I'm sorry.
With you giving that information, that changes it all. But I'm still rolling with Utah. One of the most consistent programs the last 10, 15 years. I think they'll go in there focused, ready to handle business. If they were home, probably a bigger margin. Now they're on the road, smaller margin, but I think they still get the dub.
Well, a day later, my favorite, Ole Miss over LSU. Y'all know I'm going with it, so I don't got to speak.
You know what? My best friend is rolling with Ole Miss. That's who I'm going to roll with. Hotty toddy.
Hell yeah. Who you
I'm
got?
going against LSU 100% of all their games until old fake accent gets out of the bayou.
Hey, Christian, I know you're going with LSU, so it's cool. We can keep going. Here's a big one. Notre Dame over USC. I don't see it. I think Lincoln Riley coaches a better game than what's his name? Can't think of his name.
Marcus Freeman.
I think he outcoaches him. I don't like fingernails, but I do think that he outcoaches Marcus Freeman that day. So I got USC maintaining that.
I also got USC. I think Notre Dame's one more year to really kind of get who Marcus Freeman really wants to be in Notre Dame. Also, Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the quarterback's coach for USC. That just came out today.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just see Caleb Williams going off for 500 yards and just beating the dog out of these guys.
As long as his fingernails clear.
I'm gonna go Notre Dame. One, because they somehow beat Michigan out for Lloyd Carr's grandson. He's gonna be their 5-star quarterback. I assume he's gonna go into that year being their starter, and then we're gonna see the next generation of, Notre Dame's gonna have a great fucking quarterback, which we haven't seen in a long time since Deshaun Kaiser, maybe. So
College
I think college quarterback, not like NFL success.
Yeah.
But I think Notre Dame, somehow they're able to keep it close with good teams. Like they're able to keep it close with Ohio State. They're going to be able to keep it close with a no defense playing USC. Yeah, Caleb Williams is going to fucking light up the scoreboard, but, can they play
defense?
defense?
Is real in Notre Dame. I do want to throw that out there. That defense is
They
really
have a good defense.
Hey, well, fuck Notre Dame. Shout out to Richie. Shout out to Frank. I ain't forget about you, Frank.
Frank, my guy.
Shout out to Mitch. Fuck Notre Dame every day of the week. Fake independent scheduling ass bitches.
Oh, can I say something?
Absolutely.
I fucking hate Notre Dame. But
you on the show, Matt.
But they're gonna beat USC and then probably lose the next 10 games.
Christian, do you also hate Notre Dame for taking Michigan off the schedule? Okay.
Can't stand them. I got SC.
All right, so let's get to where it gets good, man. Wisconsin over Ohio State. Dog, I have loved Wisconsin for a long time just because their offensive linemen and the general having a good run. I'm from Mississippi. Christian know what we do. We run the ball down there. We don't throw it a lot. We run the ball. So I'm talking about like high school, but we run the ball, and that's what we do. So I like that shit. I like offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
Here's the fullback in the wing tee.
Talking about in the eye, baby. We ran the eye too. So getting at it, going for 400 yards a game, rushing. So I like Wisconsin because I did play on the offensive line some, man. I like that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people shit on offensive linemen. I like it. Smacking somebody, putting syrup on them, that shit fun. That shit is fun. Making somebody jersey sticky the whole ride home is crazy. Go ahead, Billy.
I was just going to say, with Luke Fickell at the helm, I don't think it's going to be a same old Wisconsin. I think it's going to be, hey, we're going to get a quarterback and we're going to throw this fucking rock up north. I think that's
mad.
I don't think that's going to be the case because then he's going to lose all of his boosters because Wisconsin, they're like, give us some fucking hogs. Let us fucking run Braylon Allen into the fucking ground.
Okay, let's run Braylon Allen into the ground. How many times have they been to the playoff? Oh, 0. How many times has Luke Fickell been in the playoffs? with Cincinnati. Stop.
Yeah,
Boosters,
no.
get over it.
Hey,
He could still run it, but he had Ritter fucking leading the pack there and Sauce.
All right. So who we got? Who you got, man?
I got Wisconsin beating Ohio State, but not from the Cincinnati style of passing the ball. It's going to be a physical Wisconsin team.
I hope so.
Because that's the scheme to beat Ohio State. You just go out there and play like a man, and you're going to beat Ohio State.
We've seen that work. Fuck Ohio State. Who you got, Christian?
I got Ohio State. I think it's going to take Fickle. I like him as a coach. I respect him. He's got to get his players in, get his system implemented, and I got Ohio State.
This
yourself a
dude
Michigan fan?
Michigan fan. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Right, but I'm also a realist.
playing.
Also,
I
I'm
don't care
being
if they're playing
realist.
Kent State.
Also, because I'm taking Ohio State too. With all those 5-star receivers, Wisconsin's not going to be able to just run the fucking ball when they're down by 25. So I don't want to hear that shit.
And when Ohio State is throwing it across the barn, what top cornerbacks are covering those 5 deep receivers?
Who's getting these receiver the ball? Y'all answer me that.
I don't know.
For Ohio State?
Yeah. Who's
They just signed a 5-star
I'm pretty
last year, Devin Brown.
He ain't. We gotta see.
No, they've got a 5-star
yeah,
from 4 years ago.
was-
still
You ain't
lying
gonna
on the
start
roster.
over CJ Stroud.
He was
Come on.
over Arch Manning as the number 1 or number 2 quarterback prospect.
I don't give a
No,
fuck.
they have
man.
their
Fuck
starter is
Arch
going to
Manning.
be a 5-star from like 4 years
Fuck
ago, who's just been
Arch
beat
Manning.
out by.
I just want that to be said because he should have came to Ole Miss, you bitch.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just be honest about it. I mean, when was the last time Ohio State had a bad quarterback? So whoever's put behind the offensive line throwing to 5-star receivers.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I couldn't tell you a bad Ohio State quarterback.
No matter. Either way, Miami over Florida State. This is a joke. If anybody on here say anything over Florida State beating the shit out of Miami, I will remove you from the stream.
Take me off.
What are
You
you
got
saying?
Miami beating Florida State?
Oh no, keep me on.
Okay. Yeah, Florida State easy. I don't even know.
Here's where it gets interesting again. Penn State over Michigan. Hey, let's start with you, Billy, because we're not gonna listen to Christian and Matt. We know what they're going. There's no deep talk.
I'm also going to take Michigan, but I don't like it. I could be wrong.
It's Michigan 100%. Just because the only way Penn State in the last few years would beat Michigan is from Sean Clifford. And Sean Clifford, he hit his year 30 in the NCAA, so he's no longer allowed to play because he's been playing at Penn State since I graduated high school.
Yeah.
So he's no longer there. Who's their quarterback going to be? He's not going to have any idea what the fuck Michigan does because he's going to be a brand new quarterback. In Michigan, we're going to donkey smack him.
Hey, real quick. Now, they do say the quarterback, Drew Aller, he was a 5-star, and they say he's the real deal. Right.
Like you can't start over a 30-year-old.
So we'll
going
see.
to classes with a walker.
What is it with you and these old quarterbacks? Like,
why the fuck why do you have to be 30 years old playing? Like,
they have no future anywhere, like so 18. Get all they can out of college.
I got
I'd be playing college ball right now if I was that talented. No doubt. I would just stay forever.
Actually, I got Michigan. And last but not least, Tennessee over Georgia. Now,
damn, you never asked what way.
Why the fuck I'm gonna ask, Christian? I didn't ask Matt. He just answered.
I just said it.
Yeah, like why I'm gonna ask.
Next time I'm gonna let my nuts hang and answer like he did. Just jump in.
And you'll be off the screen. See you next week, buddy. I'm just fucking with you. This one should be actually not for Matt. Matt thinks that the dude with the cannon is gonna lead Tennessee to the SEC championship next year. And
I didn't say all that, but he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. If he can rein it in, if he doesn't want to throw it 80 yards every fucking play.
Is he going to beat Georgia? Yes or no?
Yes, because they don't have a 30-year-old quarterback.
Christian, Tennessee or Georgia?
Georgia.
Billy.
I'm also going Georgia. I don't care who you put at quarterback. That's a fucking NFL defense still, and it's going to stay one until Kirby's gone. So give me.
If it's a night game in Tennessee, Tennessee wins.
Tennessee barely beat Alabama at Tennessee. I don't know.
I would like
Hendon Hooker was also old, so
I would like for Joe Milton to have success because he went to Michigan, but he had to transfer because he struggled and he got beat out of the position again in Tennessee.
Good.
So
because he wasn't good.
Right. So I haven't seen him put it together. I don't have a lot of faith that he will, but I would love to see him.
Well,
but I don't think they'll be the Georgia.
His problem is he would make the right read, but throw it fucking 30 yards past the receiver. So
and you do that against that defense, pick six.
No, he's going to be past the defense. There's
So
no
it
pick
is-
six. You don't have to worry about it.
It is in Tennessee.
Yeah, those night games in Tennessee are fucking electric. One of the best environments in college football.
They
So
barely
that
beat
also
an
helps
Alabama team that could not hang with Georgia. I don't know.
They still beat Alabama. Like, you still beat Nick Saban. You can't knock them for that.
I'm not knocking them, but you're acting like they just beat the shit out of them because it was a night game in Tennessee when Alabama didn't give a
No.
fuck.
That's not what I'm
scored
referencing
46.
at all. I'm not referencing them playing Alabama. I'm just saying if it's a game in Tennessee and it happens to be at night, Tennessee's going to win that game.
Either way, let's move on.
Can I say one more thing before we move on?
No.
Okay.
Say it.
Sure.
There we go. Bam.
Hey.
Hey, so look,
It ain't no democracy. It's a dictatorship split 50-50 between me
Shut
and
up, dictator.
no, I'm 75 now. Bam. There we go. But
75.
Tennessee beat the shit out of LSU, and we always talk about LSU's environment and blah, 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 blah. No.
No,
Georgia
that's because
by
they got a
shit.
fake-ass head coach.
That's what that is.
Hey, that fake head coach wins games. That's all we want.
You don't win championships.
Well, can't all be winners, can you? Anyway.
Yeah, shut up, Chris.
That
Anyway,
dumb leprechaun.
Christian, don't shut up because Billy, the baseball. Let's get it out the way.
I got a baseball stat this week that I read and I thought was the craziest thing I've seen in a long time. The Tampa Bay Rays have started off 9-0. They just won again today to make it 10-0. So I don't know the run differential anymore, but 9-0 start with a plus 57 run differential. That is the best run differential since 1894. Let me make sure that's one more time. Since 1884, excuse me. And the Rays are just off to a hot start and they don't pay anybody. So I don't know.
They're literally Moneyball.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do with baseball now.
Don't they still pay somebody that's not in the league?
That's the Mets. They pay Bobby Bellina.
Nah,
That's the Mets. And then also Ken Griffey still gets paid from the Reds. So.
Yeah, that's who.
There you go. That's Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. How you feel about that,
No,
man?
sorry. Tampa Bay, I feel like huge reason they're starting this hot is they started versus one of the worst teams in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. Jersey I'm wearing right now. They absolutely beat the dog shit out of us, really got their confidence up, went into the next few games like, damn, we're the best team in the world. We just beat up Javier Baez and Miguel Cabrera, who's 45 years old. And then here they are still whooping ass, and they're not going to sustain it. Obviously, you can't go undefeated, but they're going to do fucking pretty well this year. They'll probably end up in the championship, so we'll see.
Well, that
But baseball is back, baby. Nelson Cruz is still hitting dingers at fucking 42 years old. Pisses me off.
why?
Cruz.
Because he's 42 years old. He's been on 1-year contract since I left and joined the Navy in 2016.
I don't
he
care.
was 37.
All he had to do was catch a fucking pop fly in the World Series in Game 6 against the Cardinals, and the Rangers would have a World Series, but he fucking missed it because he's a bum and he fucking sucks.
Because guess
We're not
what?
listening
He
to
was
Nelson Cruz on
fucking
this
old
program
then,
ever
too.
again. I don't care.
He was old then, too. He shouldn't have been in the outfield.
Should have caught a fucking pop fly.
Either way, let's get to everybody's favorite subject that we always talk about every week. Let's get to Christian's Corner.
All right, guys.
Applause button. Christian didn't come in with no energy. Like I like hyped it up. He just
Hey. Christian's Corner, we do it every week. Let's get to it. We got I'm gonna ask because it was good. We talked about college football today.
Oh yeah.
Actually got a question about that. So that flows in pretty good. Let me ask first, do you guys have, and you take these three players out of the peak of their career? We're not going to go longevity. We're not going to go off of any, statistics, just based off of what they did at the peak. Pass rushers.
Just
Terrell
Is this college
Suggs,
or NFL?
NFL for sure.
Okay.
Terrell Suggs, and you can have him for, let's say, one game. Get him at the peak of their career for one game. Terrell Suggs, James Harrison, Clay Matthews.
I'm going Terrell Suggs. I don't even have to think about it. I like James Harrison for the power and all of that, but Terrell Suggs just was strength, power, nastiness, all in one. I'm taking him. Prime him? Yeah, I'm taking him.
So
You want me to go or you want to go, Billy?
Two defensive player of the year. T. Sizzles, he had, I think it was 18 and a half sacks, his defensive player of the year. James Harrison was like 17. I could be wrong on both of those numbers also.
I think it was 16, but
okay. So James Harrison, his crazy workout videos and all that. Zero disrespect to him. Also zero disrespect to Clay Matthews, but I don't think Clay necessarily not belongs in this conversation, but I'm taking T Sizzle 100% of the way, no doubt. Prime, this one game, you give me T Sizzle.
Clay don't belong in this
All right.
I want to say that.
No. So Clay was a good player, but when we're talking about James Harrison and Terrell Suggs, he's the level below. He's trying to get out in the elevator to get up, and he can't. But
Tier right below, though, right? Like we're saying, like tier
yeah,
right below.
like if we're talking peaks of their career, it's like they're all in their prime. Clay could do all three linebackers. He could be the middle linebacker, kind of like Micah Parsons is now, but Micah Parsons' peak is better. But he did the same thing. He could do all the linebacker positions. But if you want peak like one game, it's James Harrison, and all we have to reference is the Super Bowl versus the Cardinals, and boom, there's your one fucking game. He won you a Super Bowl. That's James fucking Harrison, and he's probably going to decapitate a couple of your wide receivers in coverage, and then he's going to go fucking blow your quarterback's knee out, and then he's going to stiff arm Larry Fitzgerald for a 100-yard touchdown in the Super Bowl. So it's James Harrison.
For me, like I said before, I was a big Baltimore fan. I'm watching James Harrison and T Sizzle go at it all the time. So I'm going with Suggs. No disrespect to Matthews, but he's a notch below those guys. I'm going with Suggs. He just I don't know, he'll go get that quarterback. Harrison, I'm taking nothing from him, but probably being biased. I'm going like I said, Terrell Suggs.
Matt, you're out of the stream with that stupid ass jersey.
We'll go to the next one.
All right, that's enough of that.
Oh no. We have to last week we got on some tight ends.
There we go. We did.
You got on some tight ends last week?
Yeah. So we're going tight ends again, and I'm gonna say some more Hall of Famers. Travis Kelce and Rob Gronkowski.
What is the stipulations of this?
Just better tight end.
Are we saying like peak one season or like career?
It's hard to say career because Kelce's still going. So we'll just say at the Kelce right now, Gronkowski in his prime.
Prime versus prime.
Just because of the biasness. Sue me. Don't sue me because it's us now. So don't.
Yeah. Anyway, Tony doesn't speak for the entire podcast, but
50%.
Yeah, 50%. That's the other 50 is. Give me Travis Kelce. Just route running ability is a little better. I think QB chemistry too with him and Patrick Mahomes. They really got something. Tom.
What?
Yeah, I don't care.
Fuck no. Shut up, Billy.
They were playing together. How many years did they play together? 12?
10?
Yeah, I
guess Tampa Bay too.
Shut your ass.
But
I just unmute myself. No, so they got 3 Super Bowls together. Okay, that's nothing to pop at. But Travis Kelce has how many Super Bowls did they win?
Nothing at?
That's what I just said, Antonio. That's nothing to pop about. That's what I just said.
Oh, this pop? I'm black. What is that?
That's nothing to.
Christian, what's pop mean?
Hell, that's what I call my granddad.
That's why me too. Papa, hey, what the letting the granddad?
I'm
What the
from
fuck?
what he said, I'm assuming it means it's good, like it's a positive thing.
Yeah, that's nothing to say like that's shitty. But Travis
Okay.
Kelce already has 2 rings already.
He got
And
one.
he has 2 rings already. He's only one behind Gronk. And
No,
what's
Gronk
that?
has more than 3.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
He's
do.
got-
2 in New England, 1 in
He's
Tampa.
got like 3 in New England and 1 in
He's
Tampa.
2 in New England.
3 in New England.
No, he doesn't.
3. Because they won
Yeah,
it
I
like
think he
every
got
other
2 in New
year.
England.
I don't
He
He
know.
came in the
Look
league
Look
in 2011, 12.
I'm looking it up right now. You looking it up, Tonio?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Give
Well,
me
you
Travis
guys look
Kelce.
that up.
He's better.
Who you got,
So-
man?
All right. So if we're going prime versus prime, I think right now Travis Kelce is a more refined tight end. He can run routes more like a wide receiver, get open.
Yeah.
But if we're talking in their primes, nobody was fucking with Gronk. He would be like, "Hey,
Nobody.
I'm going to block you into the ground."
With
And
his
then he was
4
going to go.
rings, man.
He was going to go. He was going to. Yeah, he has 4 rings, right?
Yeah, nobody was fucking with him with his
Yeah.
4 rings. That's
Yeah.
nothing to pop high about.
That's what I said. He's got 4 rings. But with that full arm cast, I always had like a broken back. He had like, 1 less vertebrae than everyone else. It seemed like every season.
And he
But when
played
he was
special
healthy,
teams.
nobody could guard Gronk. You could put your biggest guy on him, not guard him. Put your fucking Aqib Talib on him, not guarding him. Anyone you want on him, not guarding him. He's just gonna go over you. He's just gonna like outbody you. But he was just like weirdly athletic. Like looked like he was just lumbering, but he was fucking moving. Like prime Gronk is probably the greatest tight end we've ever seen.
Man, he
Prime,
a better partier than fucking Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Travis
Kelce got more flavor.
Hey, fuck that. Travis Kelce's
No, he
fucking
don't.
Meg the Stallion right now. So I
No,
don't
Travis
hear it.
Kelce's got one catchphrase,
Meg
and
the
that's about it.
Stallion
Gronk is
Meg
holding beach
party.
parties in Miami as we speak.
See, Billy just talking.
Hey, I guess I'm gonna go with Billy. It's hard to choose. I like Gronkowski too. I think he was probably more of a deep threat. I think Kelce.
You meet him?
Am I still muted?
No.
I think Kelce
This
got a
show's
little more
going
speed,
real.
and he's more of a better short route and intermediate route runner. Hard choice, but I'm going Kelce. Let's go to that last one. The last one we got to college football. Who do y'all have winning the SEC, the Big Ten, and Pac-12?
Every year I
Somebody
go
first.
Huh?
And give me your runner-ups as well.
Go, Billy.
Damn. Now I gotta know like each side.
Yeah, hold on. Christian, can you go first?
Okay, I got
All right, cool.
for the Big Ten,
Oh, he said Big 10, Pac-12, and what else?
Big Ten,
SEC.
Pac-12, SEC. Big Ten, I'm rolling with Michigan, of course. I think the runners-up, Ohio State, a year in, year out. Those are the two fighting for it. And hey, I'm a Michigan fan, so let's do it for the Big Ten. Let's make it 3 in a row.
No. Hold on. So are you saying
It can't. Ohio State can't be the runner-up if
Oh,
Michigan is.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
as
Me
you're
thinking about
saying,
that as the runner-up, yeah, they couldn't because they're on the same side.
Yeah,
I see
Oh,
what
I
you're
don't know
saying,
about like
because they're going to be the other best team in the Big Ten.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
So I would say I presented the question and wasn't even prepared for it. I guess out of the West we'll go Iowa, Minnesota.
Is Nebraska on the other side, or is he in y'all side? Or
No,
are they in y'all side?
Nebraska's west. No, Nebraska's the west.
I think I'm gonna roll with Iowa. I think they had enough on offense, and that defense is always pretty good. I think it's kind of a lot of mediocre teams. They're like the same, but I'm gonna go with Iowa just because of the defense, and what they're adding to under center.
The defense.
Yeah.
SEC.
SEC. I'm going with I think Alabama's gonna pull it out. I think they're Saban's gonna have them pissed off, and they just gonna come out with something to prove. And like I say, I think the secret of the season is going to be Jalen Milroe. Things going to be something serious. Runner-ups, I got
It's got to be Georgia, right?
Georgia.
Okay.
Pac-12, I got SC winning the division. And now, if you guys got to pull it up, who's in the other division?
It doesn't matter in the Pac-12 anymore. It's whoever has the second best record.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
Utah.
just one.
USC, Utah.
I'm gonna go USC, Oregon State for the Pac-12. For the SEC, I'm going Georgia over LSU again. And then in the Big Ten, I'm going, I know this is about to be, everyone's going to upset. I got Ohio State beating Iowa.
That was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard out of you, Billy. I'm gonna start Big Ten, Michigan over Nebraska, and then Pac-12.
Oh wait, no, that changes my answer then. Ohio State over Nebraska. Go ahead.
No, you can't cut me off. You already said Iowa.
Yep, we keep an
You
eye.
said Nebraska was in the West.
No.
I thought the
Yep.
West.
Iowa is what you
You don't believe in Cade now? You don't believe in Cade?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, Big Ten for me, Michigan over Nebraska, Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-8, whatever it is now.
Way to show your age,
Could be-
Matt.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's going to be USC, and then the upset here, UCLA. Chip Kelly's got something brewing out there. All right, and then SEC is going to be Alabama. Tennessee is going to be running her up because we go to the big stage. Joe Milton's going to throw the ball out of the stadium. He's going to hit a vendor. He's going to get sued and pulled out at halftime.
All right, Tonio, big. I know more than everybody else. What's up?
That's not true at all. I just know SEC ball better than y'all. So I'm going with Ole Miss - Alabama over Georgia. LSU won't be there. Billy thinks that the dude with the fake accent is somehow good, but he can't even talk properly, so how can he coach?
Was Nick Saban in the SEC championship game? I don't know if he was or not last year.
Sometimes you gotta take a fucking break, Billy. You go to 40 of them in a row. Like, hey, Nick, can you let somebody else go? All right, sure.
You had to go eat some oatmeal cream pies with Miss Saban.
In the Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12, like Matt said, I have also have USC, and I think I'm gonna go. Man, I want to pick Deion so bad, but I know it's his first year. But I'm gonna go Utah. And in the Big Ten, this is gonna shock y'all, but I'm going with Michigan, man. I'm going with Michigan over Nebraska, bro. Like, I fucking hate Ohio State. I hate their weak ass schedule every year. I hate the non-talent in that conference that they're in, so they don't play anybody aside from Michigan.
Right.
So I hate them. What other conference was it? That's it, right?
That's it.
Hey, man. So thank you, Christian. You bring that heat once again on Full Court Christian's Corner.
Full Court Christian's Corner. We can roll with that.
No, we can't. We just gonna
Christian's Corner. Let's keep it the same.
Christian's hallway.
So let's get into the last thing, not least. The regular season of the NBA is over, so you know what that means.
Playoff time.
Number one pick, Wemby.
Playoff time for some. We have Tank for others. So there you go, Matt. Another number one's coming your way. So you should be happy about that. So let's start it off, man, with the hottest thing on the board. What the fuck happened in Minnesota?
Hey, Rudy Gobert, proving again why he's the least fucking liked person in the NBA.
Fucking French, man. Like, God damn.
French motherfuckers.
So first of all, bro, for context, if anybody didn't watch it last night, Minnesota, they won the game. Let's get that out of there. Brandon Ingram was having a fucking game too, like both sides of the ball. But Minnesota tried to give them the game. It was 7-on-3 out there, bro. Like the Minnesota Pelicans and Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson. So Rudy Gobert was reportedly injured yesterday, so he was playing like his mediocre self, and Like I watched the clip where Karl Anthony Towns was like, Rudy, you just gotta play better. And I'm like, damn, they on your ass like that. But Rudy was looking like this. What Shaq say? Terrible. Tragic Brunson alert. So he was out there looking terrible, and Kyle Anderson had something to say. Said, "Can you block some shots today? Do something." And Rudy said, "Can you get a rebound?" Oh, I'm assuming that's his accent. And
No, he said croissant.
that's racist. It's gotta be racist.
It's not racist. I feel like it's a different word.
Nationalism? I don't know.
Hey, hold on.
I don't know, but either way, Kyle Anderson said that shit that burns every man to the core. I don't care if you're a straight male, homosexual male, or a male that used to be
they, Bud Light.
Yeah, if somebody tell you to your face, you a bitch. Yeah.
Boom, one.
I don't know anybody on the spectrum, whatever you might fall on the spectrum, just taking that like in stride and being like, yeah, I'm a bitch, and just walking away. And Rudy didn't. Now Rudy went on to throw the dumbest punch I've ever seen. Kyle Anderson's face is clear as day, and he goes to give him a noogie in the arm. He punches him straight in the arm. What the fuck? You're 7'3". You can't reach his face. Like Kyle Anderson's 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" at best, if he's that tall. And you punch him in the shoulder. Well, he wasn't the only one punching shit for Minnesota. Jay McDaniels, with his frustration, even though they was winning, went on to get kicked out of the game and punched the fucking wall. So he fractured his hand and he's out for the season. And guess who's out tomorrow for the play-in? Rudy Gobert, which makes it easier for me and Billy's Lakers. We're going to go cakewalk that. I feel bad for Anthony Edwards, but he also had an interview where he was like, I would like to play with a team with cohesion like the Milwaukee Bucks. So that could be scary as fuck.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck happened to Minnesota? Anybody got any ideas? Like, anybody?
Rudy Gobert. That's what happened. He fucked that whole team.
And they don't have a veteran presence. So, like, we can sit here and shit on Pat Bev about the big celebration and all that shit like that.
They do.
There's nobody in that locker room to do anything.
They have Mike Conley, but as
Mike's
the point
about
guard,
that bag. He don't give a fuck about
the smallest guy in the room is not going to be able to fucking stand up versus Cat and fucking Rudy Gobert trying to throw croissants at people.
So just an immature team, really. You know,
the most mature player on the team is the youngest player on the team. That shit don't even match.
Right.
How the
He's
fuck
a good actor too.
Yeah,
huh?
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he is.
He did make me not like him very much in that movie.
No, he's about to be in another movie with what's his name? It's like something 3000. He's in a new movie where the guy's getting shot. What?
Andre 3000?
No. The movie's something 3000.
Come on, Chris.
I thought you said the guy.
But I'm with Paul, bro. I think it's no vet presence, and Rudy Gobert. Like everybody got on Shaq next for being a bully of these new age big men. Started with JaVale McGee, moved on to Rudy Gobert. But Rudy Gobert literally is getting paid $205 million to do what? Average 6 points and
no offensive presence whatsoever.
And they gave up the farm to get him. Like
everything. Like everything, bro.
Bad move. I mean, he brings quality defense, but he can't play on the perimeter.
Not in the playoffs.
Not according to Kyle Anderson.
Not in the playoffs. Where does he go? He won Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row, got to the playoffs, and was getting dunked on by everybody on the other team.
True. Yeah, I think definitely liability.
So let's go from Minnesota to the team.
Real quick.
Real
quick. Minnesota gave up 5 players and 5 picks to Utah for Rudy Gobert and paid him $205 million. Like, bro, for what? Like, I really, I don't
get into this play-in game.
just to one you're gonna lose, and
he's not even gonna play for, right?
Bro, yeah, he suspended, so he'll be back for the second one that they're gonna have to play. But, bro, they either gonna play the Pelicans or OKC, and they gonna beat their ass too. Like, bro, you just paid all this money and lost 10 players basically.
Yeah, I think it was a bad move when it happened.
So anyway, my bad, Billy. Where you was going?
No, I was just gonna say we're gonna go from that to the matchup of them playing the Lakers.
Wait. Let's not jump into that. Let's get these little shits
Oh,
and then
right.
go to the playoff. Let's see. Oh, Dwayne Casey fired.
Reassigned.
The front office move. What is his position in there, Matt?
The bitch to Troy Weaver.
Fired.
No, Antonio, you can't say fired and he's still with the team. That's like saying
That's like
Brad Stevens got fired.
Okay, sorry, demoted. Because Brad Stevens
promoted. If he moving to the front office,
that's not a promotion. Steven went from head coach to to president of basketball operations. That's a promotion.
But we don't know Dwayne Casey's role though yet.
You just said
that hasn't been specified.
You just said
front office. Front office could be fucking any. That could be changing
exactly
toilet.
Why don't we know it now? Like we knew what Brad Stevens was gonna do. We knew he was going from coach to president of basketball operations. That's the one who got Ime Udoka.
Because that's different. That's the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons market. That's why we don't have to tell everyone. Like Boston Celtics. Oh, what's Brad Stevens doing? What's Brad Stevens doing?
Sorry, motherfuckers. What are you?
But I also don't think you get fired from the head coach and move to the front office. That sounds like some type of either on the same level field or a promotion.
No. I think it's a lot too of where Dwayne. I want to just say I think it's like Dwayne knows like, hey, this team, these aren't the dudes I want to coach, but I know how I can help fix them by what I can do in the front office.
It's the same.
He said that he feel like he can help more in the front office somewhere. He wants to spend more time with his family, and he feel like that group of guys needed a new voice that wasn't his.
Which I don't think is wrong.
We have such a young core that if this sticks around for a while and they do develop, that's going to be a good team for a while, depending on who we get. If we get Wemby, but Dwayne Casey's kind of older. So he's going to be better suited in a front office role, get a younger head coach who can stick it out through the duration of them getting better. And then once they're good, he's still their coach. And he's not in his 70s.
I want to just say
fucking Detroit.
The guys coming up in this draft, these kids, right, coming up in the draft, dude, like I don't necessarily like that Dwayne came out and said like they need a new voice or whatever, because it's like, yo, Dwayne Casey, like, he knows what the fuck is going on. Like, listen to this guy. Why do you need someone else to tell you this when this guy, like, can help get us to where we need to be? Maybe I'm missing something, but it just sounds soft to me.
I don't think anybody respects these coaches, bro, for what they've done. It's like what you've done lately. But everybody forget that with LeBron in the East, Dwayne Casey still got Toronto the number one like 3 years in a row. Like,
he won Coach of the Year.
Yeah. I think though,
and got next year. It's crazy.
I think, but that was like Matt was saying, it has to do with they're not winning. You know, he's old. He's what
the hell do this year? They weren't going to win nothing.
Right. And I'm just saying. I mean, he's just getting frustrated. I don't want to keep doing this. We're losing. I got to wait another 3 or 4 years for these guys to develop. Let me just move into the front office and y'all bring a younger coach in. I think that's really what it is.
If it's a different stress as a front office person, we're like, yeah, if we lose, we can get these better picks, we can get a better team, and then we can win from there. But as a head coach, your job is to win, not to tank games like, oh, let me fucking bench Cade for the rest of the year. Yeah. Unless you're the Dallas Mavericks, like, what the fuck? Like, your job as a head coach is to win, and that's why sometimes head coaches get fired, and that team they just put somebody in there. They put the fucking water cooler boy in there, and he's like, all right, let's fucking do this.
I don't think it was a move because they don't think he's a good coach or anything like that. I think it was just age difference and future
of the whole organization.
Stop.
Coming from Toronto, going to Detroit. Ugh.
Right, but he got fired.
That's a better situation.
Yeah, that's an upgrade.
4 championships to 1, 2.
I'm talking about now. What have we done lately? You talking about? Since the 2010s. What Detroit done They ain't.
Andre Drummond took us to the playoffs a few times.
I don't
All right.
think that happened.
But that's the
I
thing,
think-
though. It's like the big brand of Detroit compared to Toronto. That's never, even with the Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady, they weren't even.
When you think about Toronto, you think about the Vince Carter Raptors jerseys and Vince Carter dunking. You don't think about
That's it.
the bad boys. You don't think about the going to work Pistons. Like you just think about Vince Carter dunking. That's all you think about.
I agree.
Who thinks about that now? Everybody knows who the fuck DeMar DeRozan is. I'm saying I know we think about that, but them people know who the fuck DeMar DeRozan them was. Like people.
Yeah, it was the guys that lost to LeBron. That's what they are.
Drake. People think Drake.
That was Dame Lillard of the East. He won a lot.
Either way,
Didn't do shit.
We getting on. I don't know why we spend so much time talking about fucking Detroit.
You did it.
You brought it up.
Matt did it. He took off.
You brought it up.
You said Dwayne Casey. That's bringing it up.
Either way,
yeah.
Paul Silas was also fired, and I'm kind of happy for him. He looked depressed on the sidelines with that. Them bunch of rookies who don't give a fuck. They were just out there for real. I seen Bomani Jones make the funniest joke ever on Twitter because they was like, Ime could go to Houston, and he was like, "You think Ime in Boston was bad? If he get to Houston, woo!" Thing is, Bomani. Certain cities like Houston and Atlanta or New Orleans, when you do shit, coach or not, you ain't getting told on. Like, unless somebody from the outside get told. You know, Les Miles was down there deep in LSU cat on campus, and ain't nobody said shit until he got to fucking wherever he was at, Kansas. That's when they told
deep. He had a Red Dead accent.
Yeah. So, let's see what else in basketball news before we get to it. Oh, something that's crazy. So the Hawks fired Nate McMillan, right?
Oh man, you're right.
Yeah, they fired him earlier, Billy, and we hated that move, right? Said Trey was ass. Now upper management turns out today and says that they giving the team full green light to do whatever they want to with the Hawks roster this year after the offseason. Trey is out of there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like I told you, DeJounte, the city already loved DeJounte Murray. Him and DC Youngfly was shaking it up. You know who DC Youngfly is. He's a staple in Georgia. I said if. He a staple in Georgia. You shake it up with the locals. Bussin live in Atlanta now. DeJounte was talking to him on the sideline.
Does Bussin live in Atlanta?
Yeah, he got a house in Atlanta now.
I never would have thought he would have left New Orleans.
He from Baton Rouge, first of all. And he made a song said, "Get out your hood." That's what all the people died.
He said in an interview he was ready to get out of there because people he know hating on him.
Yeah. He made a song. He said, "Man, you die at home because they hating on him."
Right.
Which is accurate. But I think DeJounte Murray, the Atlanta Hawks love him. And the shit that they could get for Trae Young would make them a contender again, I think. So I think Trae gone. What y'all think?
Absolutely. If Utah could get rid of Rudy Gobert for what they got, imagine what insert any team could get for Trae Young. Holy shit. But
I.e., let's go to Minnesota, who makes bad trades. Hey, I'll give you Trae Young for Anthony Edwards.
Hell, they not doing it.
I bet they do.
No.
Trae Young, Anthony Edwards already doing interviews saying he would like to go to a team with cohesion. Yeah.
He would like to, but the team wouldn't like him to.
You know what's crazy is that he didn't say a winner. He just said some cohesion.
Yeah.
Just so we can figure this out on the floor. Like,
that's crazy. That's bad.
We get stuck, but let's all be on the same page.
So rounding it out, because we're gonna get onto these playoff brackets. When we get into the playoff brackets to end the show, I just want y'all to tell me how many games they won, 4-2, 4-1, and the series. But to round it out, actually, we'll just get into the playoff series. So starting with the East, it's hard to do the number ones and number twos because they gotta wait. But Milwaukee Bucks, number one in the East, so they will either face the winner out of the Heat and the Hawks. Yeah, that's who they face. They would face, or actually, they would face the winner out of the Heat, the Hawks, and the Bulls and the Raptors. So we have to start with number 2 to see what we got. So out of the Heat and Hawks, that's 7 and 8. Who y'all got winning?
Give me the Heat. I think they're going to ride out with Jimmy Buckets, and I think the Hawks are just literally fizzling out and just not ready for it.
Yeah. Who y'all got?
I second everything that Billy said. I got the Heat.
Yeah, I think the Heat, we do this every year. They just hit another gear in the playoffs until they can't fucking go anymore. They play extremely hard until they fucking burn themselves out and can't win a championship. But they're going to be a hard out the first couple rounds. So,
all right. Well, with that being said, we will have the number 2 Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat, and we're just gonna have to skip number 1s, man, because it's hard to these play-ins come in. So we just get the prediction of that. So Boston versus Miami. Christian, how you got that series going?
Give me Boston. I got that series at 4-2 going to game 6.
Who you got, Matt?
I'm gonna say Boston, but I'm not sure of the game.
That's fine. Who you got, Billy?
I also got Boston, but I got them in a 4-game sweep. I think the Heat have been working way too hard to get to where they're going to go, and I have Boston just crushing them.
I'm gonna agree with Billy. With Christian. I never count out Jimmy Butler because of just the heart alone. I got him at least winning 2 games in that series. This is where it gets interesting for me. Number 3, Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets. Everybody counting Brooklyn out, and them boys are fucking rolling.
Well, can I say something?
No.
I had something typed up in our group chat. I just didn't send it, and then it was like too late. You guys are already on a different subject, so I didn't send it. But I did say in a previous show that the Nets would make the playoff.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I said that Dallas wouldn't make it or Phoenix wouldn't make it.
You said Phoenix wouldn't make it.
Wouldn't make it?
Yeah, because you were in a hot take mode.
Okay, but
I definitely remember you saying the Nets
was half right.
I remember you calling the Nets.
So Matt,
that's all I wanted to clear up.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go Nets. I feel like Spencer Dinwiddie's gonna fucking put on a show.
Wrong person.
I know it's the wrong person, but he might.
I'm taking the Sixers and a gentleman's sweep 4-1 over the Nets. I think Dinwiddie gets you a game, but I think Embiid and Harden are too much.
Who you got?
I like what the Nets got going, but I think it's a clean sweep. I think it's too much. Sixers got too much going. I think Embiid goes off the whole series.
I also don't think that God, what's the little center name? Nick, whatever his name is, number 33 for Boston. I don't think he can hold Joel, but Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas, and Spencer Dinwiddie have been going crazy. I think their guard play, depending on what James Harden you get, could cause some problems for Philly. I see this one going to 6 at least, man. I got Philly for the moment. I got Philly. The Cavs versus New York Knicks. Who you got, Christian?
Jay Randall's down. And that's really their only hope. No, I ain't gonna say on hope because they got Brunson. But yeah, I easily got Cleveland. Let's say 4-1.
You got Billy?
I'm gonna second everything that Christian said. 4-1 Cleveland.
Who you got?
I feel like Cleveland is going to choke this one. It's going to be like one of the upsets. I feel like the Knicks without Julius Randle, depending on whenever he comes back, but I feel like the Knicks somehow fucking squeeze this one out 4-3.
That's a hot take. This is my first upset, my first sweep. I got Cleveland 4-0. I don't even give the Knicks 1. Jalen Brunson got to score 65 a game.
I think he did it with Dallas last year where he got 40. I think it was like 42, and Luke only had like 18 or something.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, the 2 bigs, it's a lot going on over there in Cleveland. I got them sweeping. Let's move on to the Western Conference. So it's gonna be the same thing. Lakers, Timberwolves, New Orleans, OKC. I got the Lakers over Timberwolves. I'm sure everybody else does too with that turmoil going. So it would be the Grizzlies versus the Lakers. for me, I have the Lakers 4-2. Reason why Steven Adams is done for the year. Their other big, Brandon Clark, he's out for the year. And I think that the Lakers are coming into LeBron last 9 games of the season. He had 2 bad ones in a row, or 1 bad one in a row. The worst first half he ever played, but then he came and scored 30 in the second half. So and then yesterday, that fucking 8 for 14 where he was just pulling that bitch and just
knocking them down.
Yeah, just looking springy. I got them riding that momentum for a while. I have the Lakers 4-2. 4-3, maybe. 4-2. I got them 4-2.
I got the Lakers 4-1. I just think this is going to be AD's series, like Tonio said, with Steven Adams and the other big, I can't think of his name.
Brandon Clark.
Thank you. Being out, I think AD is able to not necessarily play the 5 that he hates playing. And I think he's able to just kind of dominate his way through there. And LeBron just kind of adding a 16, 18, maybe 20-point bucket for this first series. Maybe he can take his foot off the gas pedal a little bit. That's where I got.
I'm going to go Lakers. I think Grizzlies they're as annoying as they seem like they are, they're scrappy and they play hard. So I think they'll be able to take it to a game 7. But I think overall in the series, it feels like the Lakers are in control and they pull it out game 7.
Who you got, Matt? I know you hating.
No, I think the Lakers win this one 4-2. Just fucking rolls an ankle each game. Doesn't really play much. But LeBron's going to play 48 minutes a night, and then he's going to be tired the rest of the playoffs, and that's when it kind of falls apart. I
don't think so. I think LeBron, even year 20, because the season finished and LeBron averaged 29, 8, and 7, year 20. So I don't think the slowing down that people wanted to happen is going to happen to. I hope he don't never fucking retire. For real, that's me. I want him to score 100,000 points. Let's see. Let's go to this one is gonna be fun. I want it to be. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted Golden State to lose a game. I wanted Dame Lillard not to be a hoe and play the last few games of the season, but he didn't. So Golden State's number 6. I kind of wanted to see them against Memphis, but we're gonna see them against Sacramento, and I don't know. I'm rooting for Sacramento, bro. I ain't gonna lie. No hate against Golden State at all because they the defending champs. I just, Sabonis playing crazy. 20 and 10 guy every night. Swiper playing crazy. The dude from Atlanta, Huter, is that his name? Herder? Yeah. Whatever his name. He's shooting that hole. They younger. Still don't know what Andrew Wiggins we getting. So I got Sacramento 4-3.
I got Sacramento also, but I got them in 4-2. Just want to throw it out there. Again, last year I called the Bulls in the playoffs, and this year I called Sacramento. They're going to win the first round 4-2 over the defending champion Warriors. We'll have a new champion this year.
Who you got, Matt?
When is Andrew Wiggins coming back? Because I heard there was rumors he was coming back.
I don't know.
Either way,
I think they just said for the playoffs, beginning the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
either way, it doesn't matter. Golden State 4-1.
Damn.
I got Golden State 4-2. I think the Kings are gonna have the mindset we're happy to be here, get overwhelmed with the stage they're on, and Golden State kind of locks in and shoots the damn stars out like they did the other day. Yep. Maybe not to that point, but
56 and a quarter. God,
yeah,
damn.
but I think they rise up to the challenge and they play like repeating champions or defending.
We've been here before. We know what's going on.
Right.
I got you.
Clay's going to be holding up the 4s all night.
And last but not least, now it's an asterisk beside this one. The Phoenix Suns versus the Los Angeles Clippers, but mindful Paul George won't be with the Clippers for the start of the playoffs. that being said, I got the Phoenix Suns 4-1.
I got Phoenix 4-0. I just think the Suns with what they got going on with KD, also when he added, it's not nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be with losing some of that depth. And I think the Suns have shown us that they're ready to play and they just want to win a chip, and that's it.
Yeah, they 9-0 since they all on the court. That's crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, we don't seen them play close games, so they not unbeatable. But
no, that's true too.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be 4-1 the Suns. I think it's kind of hard to sweep Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs. Seems kind of like he doesn't do shit in the regular season. Every once in a while, you'll see his big ass hand around the ball. That's about it. Regular season, but then the postseason hits, he's a completely different player. So I feel like he may win a game, maybe two, but I'm gonna say 4-1 Suns.
I got the Suns clean sweep. I think I'm not wishing on them, but I think somehow Leonard ends up injured and all hopes up. I think he ends up ankle, foot, knee, something comes up where he's gonna.
He plays 2 games in a row, and his body's like, "What
there
are we
you
doing?"
Go. Yeah, and when you think it's a little bit of hope, maybe they can get this all hopes out, and Suns just run off with it.
Well, we ran through that faster than I thought. Either way, playoffs started. Lakers in 5.
I can't wait for the playoff memes where it's I can't do a meme in my head because I'm not that smart, but it's one of those I don't care if it's the Kings, 5 rings, blah blah blah, Lakers in 5. I just can't wait for those memes. That's what I'm excited about.
Cause they're coming.
Oh,
Memphis Grizzlies, Bear Grylls, Grizzly Adams, Lakers in 5. I got you. I'm
Thank you. That's what I needed right there. Yes. Absolutely. This show has been great, man. I feel like we get better every week. And
every single week.
Oh yeah. Matt, you got to keep wearing those short shorts around here. That's what we got to keep going on.
I wanted to say something. I wasn't sure if whose legs are bigger, his or Saquon Barkley's.
Definitely Matt's. I'd go with
I think I'm rolling with Matt. I'm not sure what your how your training's going, but I'm gonna have to get that from you.
It's not. So
so I think Saquon can squat more. Let me get that out of the way. But I think Matt's legs look better.
We can go with that.
I don't know about all that.
We can go with that.
Yeah, I'm not looking at your legs. Put on some pants.
Yeah, you are. Over there drooling.
This has been episode 58 with Brick Shots with Billy, man. We really appreciate the time. Give us a like, share, subscribe. All you got to do is hit the little share button. It's not that hard. Do whatever you guys are doing. But we appreciate it, though. Thanks, man.